But first, I've got some good news. The yes vote in the race-based referendum is floundering. The bad news is that state governments are implementing treaties that will cost taxpayers billions and create further racial division and costly bureaucracies that will do nothing to close the gap. For the first time since the so-called voice to parliament was declared a key priority of the Labor government, and remember, it was the first policy that the new Prime Minister announced on election night during his victory speech. For the first time since that day, the yes vote has fallen below the no vote. The slide has been rather dramatic, plummeting from 63% in August to 49% in the latest survey for Nine Media. By comparison, the no vote has soared from 37% to 51%, despite what is very obviously an uneven playing field, because we've got big corporates, sporting bodies, academia, celebrities, all of them backing the yes vote. But it seems Australians are not going to be guilted or bullied into enshrining racial privilege into the Constitution. It's little wonder that support for the voice is weakest in states like Queensland and WA, where they are getting a taste of what this agenda looks like. In WA, landholders will soon have to abide by new laws under the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act that will start July 1, and the Act recognises the special interest Aboriginal people have in protecting, conserving, preserving and managing Aboriginal cultural heritage. Well, that sounds wonderful, but it's a new bureaucratic nightmare created for many landholders planning to undertake improvements on their own land. And I stress here, on their own land. Landowners will have to engage with the local Aboriginal Cultural Services, with the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Council, ultimately deciding whether the work they want to do can go ahead. And we're not just talking about large developments here, but something as small as a fence. Even the National Indigenous Times acknowledges the problems this new law can cause. They wrote, the new legislation demands landowners obtain permits before undertaking acts such as digging fences and planting trees on properties more than 1,100 square metres. 1,100 square metres! That's just over a quarter of an acre, or what was once the standard suburban block. Meanwhile, in Queensland, we have learnt that treaties between Indigenous communities and the state government are likely to cost hundreds of millions of dollars, sometimes that much a piece, and there may be as many as 150 of them entered into. When you look at all that, you can understand why the yes vote is collapsing.